Good morning. I am about to have my first practice in 4 weeks. Woo, let's go. Just to let you guys know what my mentality is for this first practice back, I just really want to focus on my body feeling good. The ball striking, I feel like always comes back quite quickly. So whenever I started hitting right here, I'm just looking for good loose swings, a lot of net clearance, extending on my shots long, and not trying to overpower anything. I'm just really looking for that consistent rhythm. I only hit with Lewis for a couple minutes. We didn't hit together for the entire practice. I actually was doing ball feeding for the majority of it. He had finished his practice at 12, and that's whenever I came out. So he was just nice enough to stay with me for, I think, about 10 minutes we hit together before I got into the ball feeding with my dad. Why I love ball feeding whenever I'm coming back from injury is because, especially my dad, who's such a good feeder, but feeds come at the same pace and in the same spot every time. So whenever you haven't played for a bit, this just allows you to get your timing back faster, and it allows you to make sure your spacing is accurate and you can be a lot more precise with your shots. So here we get into some feeding. We had already done a bit before this as well, just from the baseline, and now we started working on transition. And this for me is an essential part of my game because I play really aggressive. So I really love to look for swing volleys whenever I can and make my way to the net. So the idea is that swing volley, you're opening the court and then closing really tight on the net and angling off that volley. And this is essential for my game. So I just love to get a ton of reps on this to make sure that it's really sharp, because in my matches, I just like to have that confidence that whenever I take a risk and come forward, I can say, okay, I know I've hit this shot 1,000 times in practice, and that's what gives me the confidence to execute. And again, I've left a lot of my mistakes in here as well because I don't want to just show you guys a highlight reel. I want to show you guys what's really happening at the practices. As you guys know, I'd been recovering from an ab strain, and I wanted to keep maintaining my ab rehab. So straight from practice, I went to the gym and got my whole routine in. This is just part of it. I actually didn't film the entire thing, but just really a lot of it is just core exercises. Some of it I posted on some of my Instagram stories as well, which included more of the hip exercises too, because the core does include more than just your abs. It's also your hips, your glutes, your adductors, your abductors. So I'm just making sure that I prevent this from happening again. We've got day 2 of practice coming up, starting with the stringing of my racket. So gonna go do that now, and from there I'm gonna head to the courts. Gonna have my first practice where I'm not doing ball feeding, but I'm gonna be hitting with someone else. So pretty pumped for that, and going 2 hours today instead of 1. So gonna be a little bit longer session. I'm pumped. Let's get to it. So here we have my day 2 practice, and I was hitting with Lewis again. That's who's on the other side of the net. And he was at this point of the practice staying in the ad corner and moving me. So in this point in time, I'm the mover. He's actually going 2 to my backhand and 1 to my forehand is the goal. But whenever the ball was a little bit out of that range, I would still play it if I could. What we did in this drill is I had to go until I made 24 shots. So that should be 8 times through if you make every single ball. But of course we made some mistakes, that happens. And so we just went until I made 24. We also did this drill where he stayed in the deuce corner for 24 shots while moving me. And then we also did this where I was moving him. So I moved him for 24 shots out of each corner. For my second practice back, I was very happy with how I was hitting in these drills. So today is going to be day 3 of practice. Yesterday's practice went really well. I played with another player for the first time in a month, so that felt great. It was good rhythm, good hitting. Today I am doing dry needling on my shoulder because my shoulder has still been giving me a little bit of trouble. So I'm at my physical therapy place right here, Cora, So just gonna go do some needling right now, and then it's pretty gloomy out, so it might rain, but if the rain stays away, it's got day 3 of practice coming up. So this is the current situation. Icing my neck. I made a wrong move this morning and it locked up. Tried to practice anyways. After seeing a PT, he said maybe the movement would be good for it. So I tried and it was just impossible. Every time I tried to turn either direction, it was just like a pinching and burning. So I knew I couldn't keep playing today. So icing it to hopefully make it a little bit more stable. Hopefully can play tomorrow. Not 100% sure if I'll be able to or not, but I'll see. I'm gonna wait until it really feels better because I don't want this to be an ongoing thing to where I'm not gonna make the next tournaments I want to play on October 30th. So this is how day 3 of practice went. I got to hit for about 2 minutes and here we are.